Hey yo, this is another episode of the Steven from the Old Time Podcast. Listen to my dad, he's awesome.
Welcome to a new episode of Steven from the All Time Podcast. I am your host, and tonight we do not need introductions because the boys are back in town. We have Trapzilla, we have the man of 1,000 edits, and we have the ghost of Derek. Boys, it is great to see you all.
What's up? How you doing?
What's up?
Wonderful.
Double time is. Oh, before we get this episode started, please make sure you like and subscribe, please. To all
Please.
you fellow listeners out there, we're trying to get to 100 subscribers. And, thank you to everybody who's out there been holding it down from day one with us. But please, we're going to give you 5 seconds to like and subscribe and go. And alrighty then, hopefully
you.
you liked and subscribed.
So easy. So
Takes 2
easy.
seconds.
It doesn't hurt nobody.
And that's why we have Trap here, so that he could say these things.
Right?
Exactly.
Boys, before we get into the reason why we're here tonight on the two big albums that dropped the last 2 weeks, we have a lot to say about these albums. We have a lot to unfold, but there's a lot of music that came out. And we don't have all the time to review these albums. But I do want to shed some light on a couple of albums that came out. Errol Holden, Supreme Magnetic, something that everybody should be listening to. I think I sent it to all of you. I think I sent it in the group chat, or
no, you didn't.
Well, Derek doesn't really answer my text messages or my phone calls, so he.
Wow,
I sent it to Malenko.
Coming at you already. Okay.
I sent it to Malenko. Trap, I did send it to you. Actually, sent it to you and Cavallo.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, obviously because you don't pay attention. But yes, Harlem rapper. Actually, it's Superior who told me about him. You see, Superior is the one who told me about him. He's actually co-signed by Rock Marciano and co-signed by Cameron.
Okay.
Not too bad co-signed.
Yeah. We have Action Figure with Dark Side of the Ring project to listen to. Malenko, actually, you told me about Black Milk and Fat Ray, Food from the Gods.
Damn, that's a good album. Funny.
Yeah, and speaking of Black Milk, I told you this before.
Pause.
Imagine Mickey Diamond album completely produced by Black Milk.
Yep, that would be sick.
Would be incredible.
But he like milk though.
Yeah.
We have Top Hooter with Hooter Hyena from Feed the Family, a great project, something that everybody should go listen to. It's a standout project. It's a standout album from this year that came out. And I think he did a phenomenal job with that. A lot of wrestling references in there as well. There's the Bret Hart intro at the beginning calling Stone Cold Steve Austin a hyena. It's a really great project. 1,000 words, 1,000 words forever. It's an album curated by 1,000 words with a bunch of artists like Mickey Diamond, Pro Dillinger is on there. We have, I think, Snotty is on there. It's actually a really great project. Bob Styles is on there. Yeah, it's something to really, really check out. XP the Marksman is on there. Super, super great album. We have Water and Machacha, The Almighty 2. Their first record together, The Almighty, is a great project, and they really came together on the second part to this album. Really great. Water is the artist that you need to listen to what he's saying because he spits gems all the time. Derek, actually, you would like this record.
I'll give it a listen for sure. Send it to me, and I'll give that a listen.
And last but not least, from Montreal's own Chuck Hendricks and Eat Bro, Trame Sonore Original Volume 2. French hip hop. Malenko, I know you would like this, but anybody that wants to get into French hip hop, show some love to Chuck Hendricks and Eat Bro. They did a fantastic job. I remember when I used to work with Chuck at HMV back in the day, and he was rapping, and I always said that this dude needs to be opening up for artists in Montreal. Every time an artist comes to Montreal, he should be the guy, whether the artist is Anglophone or Francophone, he should be one of the guys opening up. And this project is a really, really good project. Malenko, what do we have?
From Montreal, we have Monkey and Machacha. They release Gagne le Nord. Crazy good album. Monkey legend. We have Escama, Crime Apple. Great album. We missed so many releases, dude. We missed 3 weeks, and it's like 15 albums that came out. It's ridiculous. It's goddamn ridiculous. Crime Apple, Jaguar en Palisade 3.
Did you like it?
I haven't listened to it yet. And another from Montreal, I'll go for another one. Flo DiCaprio released a single for his new album, La Rage, with Raccoon. Pretty good song.
Mike Shab too, no?
Damn, I almost missed Shab. Is fucking that album. It grew on me. Shaba Van Gogh. He's the most creative producer out here. I don't care about anything. He's the most creative. Out of everyone. That Can't Wait song, you sampled that Can't Wait sample from Redman. He turned it incredible. Underground Legend is sick. Crump is insane. And the finisher, Rope, is crazy. A rapper talking about subject like that. If you guys are interested on that, Rope. Yep.
Did he produce it?
Yep.
Completely again?
Most of it, I think, yes.
Okay.
Most of it. And other than that, I've been listening to a lot of Iron Maiden, Power Slave. Of all the metal from the 80s and all those bands, the only one that I really like, Iron Maiden, has always been in my heart, man. I'm always, those riffs. Ugh.
Legends.
Oh my God, those riffs. Ace is High.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it gives me the chills. Think about that fucking riff. Yeah, a lot of the Smiths, because it's been raining a lot. I don't know what's wrong with me.
The Smiths are great though. The Smiths are
they're great. Morrissey alone, the worst, but the
Morrissey
Smiths
alone is really good. Morrissey's solo albums are really good.
It's okay. I'm not too. I love the instrumentals of the Smiths. I prefer that.
I think if you like the Smiths, Malenko, you should listen to Pulp.
Yeah, it's okay. I know the Pulp. I like them, but I don't know the voice of Morrissey. Meat is Murder. I love that album. Meat is Murder is incredible album.
Great album.
And Alex Cameron. I've been listening again to Alex Cameron a lot.
Trap, what have we been listening to? I know you've been listening to a lot of Boldy James because that's
of course
basically
he just came out again. Boldy James and Ant Beats just came out. It's basically Boldy James over some trap beats. Again, another solid project. He just doesn't miss me. I just like Boldy James, but his ability to rap on them soulful beats, the Nicholas Craven drumless beats, and then now the Harry Fraud beats. Just give him a producer, and he's able to work magic with it. Super Mario is the lead single off of there. But yeah, man, that's what I've been listening to. I've been listening to that. A lot of what else came out? Jim Jones. I was listening to that. I had to get that to play, of course. And then I've been listening to just a lot of like early 2000, like mid 2000, like pop stuff. I don't know. I've just been in the mood for that.
Ja Rule?
Not even like fucking get like Lady Gaga, fucking the
Jesus.
Black Eyed Peas,
Okay.
fucking
Katy
who
Perry?
else? Fergie, Katy Perry, that whole era over there, Kesha, like shit like that. Like I've been into that bag recently. I was like, I forgot how good that era was.
That pop female era back in like the 2000s,
from 08 to like 12 was
incredible run.
Incredible, yeah. So I was listening to a lot of that.
I'm gonna put something out there.
Gaga.
I want to put something out there, and then I'm gonna pass it on to Derek. But Lady Gaga has probably one of the best female voices in pop ever.
It's
I
good.
wouldn't agree. I couldn't disagree with you. And she's very talented too. Like if you ever seen her live, like she can play the
Mhm.
piano,
Mm-hmm.
she can dance. I was just thinking. It's funny that you said that because I was just thinking about that. I was like, we haven't seen nobody since Lady Gaga like
Mm-hmm.
on that level.
Absolutely.
Like
True.
Absolutely.
Lady Gaga's
True.
101.
True.
Derek, the ghost of Derek. What a fuck you! You look like a ghost.
The Ghost of Derek is
Uh,
funny.
nothing really new on the new music front for me. Honestly, you guys know I'm into metal, so
Hmm.
Architects, there's a lot of shows also coming up in Montreal, so I'm brushing up on that. I was just at the Disturbed 3 Days Grace. I got Bullet My Valentine coming up, so I gotta
Oh,
brush up on that. I got
oh,
tickets to Korn and Gojira, so I gotta
oh.
brush up on
Oh,
Oh,
that.
oh!
nice,
Thanks for
nice.
asking to go to Corn because I was gonna
Oh,
buy
nice.
Corn tickets, but
Oh,
thanks for asking.
so buy Korn tickets. They're
No,
pretty cheap.
no, it's
Um,
fantastic. The ghost of Derek for asking me. Fuck, it's incredible. Continue.
Um, if not, what was I listening to? And similar to everyone, I think I sort of hit like a little mellow spot. So like Malenko is into the Smiths, Trap has been kicking into his 2000s metal, 2000s pop. I was actually revisiting Coldplay,
Oh my
A Rush
God.
of Blood to the
Okay.
Head, X and Y,
Viva la vida.
Viva. Listen,
I used to
they're not
rule
bad.
the
Listen, Coldplay. I
world.
used to
Yep.
shit on Steven for Oasis. Coldplay is pretty much Oasis, just a different version of it. But listen, I fell in that bag. They're good. I put their albums in the car, and guess what? They're still good. Like
Steven's
20
my
years later, I don't
Wonderwall.
care. I don't care. I don't care. Coldplay's good. They call him a
Pause.
poor man's U2. I don't care. I like Coldplay. Fuck it.
I prefer Coldplay over U2. Let me tell you the truth. Coldplay over U2
That's
for
hard.
me.
Pause. But
You're my
U2's
Wonderwall.
catalog is so, man, their catalog is incredible. And I, as a kid, really used to despise U2. But once you start digging into their catalog, there is so much great music in there.
Well, there's a lot of bands like that. U2, Genesis, Supertramp. Those were all like
Genesis, Supertramp.
dad rock bands. But then as you get older and you start revisiting the dad rock, you're like, you know what? This shit's like Rush. You're like, you know
Yeah.
what? This is fucking good. But
I remember I like Dreamer, and I was on sixth grade or something like that, and I love that song.
it's a good song.
It's a great song. Supertramp.
Okay,
Jesus.
boys, it's time. It's time to get into the two reviews of the evening before we get on to 1,000 different subjects before the actual reason why we're here. We're going to review the Vega7 and Machacha album. I like your smile, Derek, because you know there's a lot to unfold. The Ghost Orchid. When Vega drops an album, what do? We take our time. We give it a good solid 2 weeks, if not more.
Our brains bleed.
Our brains bleed, but we need to spend time with a project from Vega. And here, I'll be the first person to say it. You can't review a Vega project after the first day or two or a week that it's out. There's so much that goes into making a project. Just look at the bars, just look at the rhymes, just look at everything that he's able to present to us. There's so much work and effort that goes into it that we need to be able to take the time with a project when it comes out from Vega and be able to really peel back all the layers that it has and unfold everything that is brought to the table. So if you're going to listen to a Vega project, unless it's been sent to you, don't review it right away. Wait. There's so much more down the line that you're going to discover with it. And I am so happy, and I'll be the first person to say it again. I am so happy that we waited 2 weeks before we reviewed it. So we're going to get into it. We're going to go song by song, and we're going to talk about this project. The Ghost Orchid, completely produced by the phenomenal Machacha. The Ghost Orchid is a rare perennial epiphyte, if I'm pronouncing it good. Derek, can you am I
see the word you're trying to pronounce, dude, so it's a little difficult for me to judge you on that.
Thanks, asshole. From the orchid family. It's a rare flower, rare plant. And I think the reason why this album is called the Ghost Orchid, as rare as the flower, as rare as the plant, it has to do with how rare of an MC that Vega is,
Mm.
because there is no MC like Vega. The rapping style, the rapping ability, the flows, the way he puts his bars together, his references. I think he is somebody in music who was very particular and doesn't give us music the way he does. There's a mystery behind Vega, just like the flower, the ghost orchid. Let's get into the first song, Quote the Raven. I think Quote the Raven is based on the wrestler, the Raven, but I could be wrong because he does reference the Raven in the song. But Vega being a big wrestling fan like ourselves, I think there is a connection with that, with it. Because Raven always used to say, quote the Raven, nevermore. Amazing way to open up the album with a hard-hitting song, the way he did with this. Standout track on the album. He's coming to take all titles with this. He's coming in and he's making a statement with this song. Ayo, I spar MCs like officials, no holds barred on Khabib. Fight with some harder knees and some RVD strikes.
He strikes.
Song heavily influenced, repeating on the chorus, boom, bye, bye, referencing KRS-One, Jamaican music, and Smith & Wesson. And throughout the whole album, you'll see that he references a lot of hip-hop from the 90s. On different songs,
you could tell that's his influence,
right? Yeah, and you could tell there's a lot more influence on this album versus his other projects. And again, the amazing wrestling references that he uses. This ain't an arcade controller, just your jaw that lays on my shoulder. I fucking RKO you. What do you guys think of the opening track?
Bulldozer.
A wonderful way to start an album. Sometimes it's like when you start an album out with a hard track like that, it's like, man, how do you follow that? But with Vega, he was able to follow it. But that was a good way. Like he came out swinging with the first track. I thought the first two tracks actually.
Yeah, that guy, he didn't just open the door. He just went through that with the bulldozer. He just went through it. I mean, the lyricism is another
He's
level.
Amazing. Yeah.
He's another level. I think
there's nobody like him at all.
He'd be like, if he was rapping in the 2000, he'd be with the Slaughterhouse. Like the way there's not much lyrical guys at this moment that can match him. Honestly, his multis and all that at the beginning of the first verse are fucking crazy.
I don't think there's anybody that can match him at all. I don't think there's anybody in his rear view mirror when it's
by no, there is, but I mean, they're elite. I think he's just elite, but he's an MC. He doesn't play with intonations or none of that, but his bars are bars. I mean, I think if you want to go that far and compare him to other MCs, there's the Kendricks, there's the Absols, there is lyrical rappers, but at this level of him, I mean, he brings something different.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Shows over, slide the curtain, name carry rate like Friar Ferguson. I'm at that sermon like the Divergent. He references a very obscure wrestler, Friar Ferguson, who had many different faces. He's actually a monk wrestler from 93, 94. Look it up. He fought guys like Crush, Bam Bam Bigelow, in that era of wrestling, and it's very obscure. You need to really know wrestling to know who Friar Ferguson is. And I think he goes by the name also Mike Shaw in wrestling. But this is like real old school, and you need to know wrestling to know who the fuck that is. But it's amazing because you want to go discover what these references are, and he makes you do that.
Yeah. So you can
Uh,
understand and get the lines more. And then once you go and understand it, then it's like, oh shit. Like
It's crazy.
that's what I like about that. I like when sometimes when MCs do that, when they make you go look it up, and then when you finally look it up, and just you be like, oh shit.
yep.
So
Oh man.
I like that.
Toast the Spirits song number 2. There's a
3.
big, yeah, song 3 without the intro. ODB homage on here, referencing
Mhm.
Shame On, talking about Ghost in the Liver, talking about ghosts and demons, referencing the issues that ODB went through, but also how it connects with what he's talking about. Um, and this is a song on the album that I know the least of, and I want to know more about. I want to know
Yeah.
why he's talking about those subjects on here. I want to know if something that he's gone through, or it's something that he knows somebody that's gone through.
The beat
Uh,
is real, very RZA, early Wu Tang RZA. The beat.
Mm.
yeah, and
That's
that
what
could
I
be another
get the feel
connection.
from. That's the feel that I get from it. So I thought that was dope from a cha like tapping into that sound. I'm like,
Yeah, Derek.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think songs where I've said this before, where songs where rappers maybe appear a little bit more vulnerable, or in terms of the way their lyricism and their penmanship makes you dig a little deeper, not necessarily in terms of like the sheer references, like the wrestling references. We know what's up with that. But in terms of like doing your research as to like, oh, why would he say something like that? Or why would he mention that? Why would he have this subject matter? It makes me like get to know the artist a little bit more and makes me appreciate their music a little bit more. It makes the album also feel a little bit more meaningful rather than fluff. And I'm not saying that all albums are fluff in general, but I think there's
right.
certain songs on albums where, like they're talking to you. Some of them they're just spitting and they're spitting bars, and some of them they're talking shit, and some of them it's big boy talk. And then there's some where they're just a little bit more introspective,
Personal.
I guess, a little bit more personal. And I
Hmm.
genuinely tend to appreciate those tracks a little bit more on albums than the other ones. And I love, especially when they layer them. I think I tend to revisit those tracks a little bit more.
Mhm.
So in that regards, I really enjoyed it.
Next track, Paper Presidents. Look, they see me pull up yonder from east on horseback, Tonka
I
the
like
Chief.
that one.
Better hang it in the ring like a Hanukkah wreath. Another great wrestling reference.
You was
Uh,
just writing down your favorite bars.
that's all I did. So I sit down in the dark and I just listen to the album consistently.
Do you practice it in the mirror? Like, yo, if I was a rapper, this how I would rap it. Do you
Yeah,
do that?
probably.
Let me see your
Yeah,
rapping
probably.
hands. Let me see your rapping hands.
Absolutely. Uh, great production on here. I like his delivery on this song. I like the subject
Hmm.
matter also. Uh, he's
Great
basically
song.
he's basically telling you all the noise is background for him. He is this style of MC. Okay, online talk about IG rappers, and how he's above everybody, and all that shit on IG, and that's nothing to
Hmm.
him. That's what puts him front and center. He's his own person, and he wants you to discover him through that as an MC, and nothing to do with the social media and the back talk and the trash talk that people are saying to him. He's basically like a athlete on this song, or like a performer, or like a wrestler on here. I'm Butcher. I'm Abdullah with the fork. Uh,
Nasty.
explaining his strengths, and who he is with his detailed references of overkilling them, um, and imagine what he would do to them as a fighter.
Oh, he's a
Uh,
killer, bro. He's a killer. That's the, but that's the only like I don't like that beat. I'm gonna
at
tell you
all?
right now. Now, really, no.
How come?
I don't feel it. I don't like the marching drums on there. I don't like that riff, that guitar riff. I don't like it either. But that's
Hmm.
just me. I'm probably one out of four. So I just don't get into the song. I just don't like the beat. I
No,
really don't.
I enjoy it. I think he's front and center on this beat. I think he
Hmm.
really utilized the beat correctly. He's always on point.
I mean,
I don't think we're saying that he's not using the beat correctly.
No,
It's just not
no. I
it's
just don't
not
like the beat. I
Yeah.
just don't like I don't like that marching drum. That boom.
It's very Wu-Tang influenced.
I don't like that riff. I don't like when it stops the riff. I like it better. I don't know. I just don't like that riff.
I get what you're saying. The
It
riff
gets
kinda
in my
throws
ear
you
and it
off.
stucks there. The only thing I hear is that
I can see
fucking
that.
riff.
Without
It's
the
just
riff,
me.
if it was just the beat without the riff, I see what you're saying. It'll
Or
be
maybe
much
just
better.
a riff in and out. But who
Or
am I
without
to
the
tell?
beat.
Who am I
Either
to tell
one.
Machacha?
It's
But
a
it's
ve-
just
what
me
you're saying, though.
personally. It's just me. It's a personal thing.
it's a very hollow beat, like RZA production from like 93, 94.
No, I don't agree. It's pretty heavy. I don't agree. It's pretty heavy. The drums are pretty fucking heavy.
But it's
like
a RZA influenced style of beat where the RZA's drums were very hollow on the albums.
I don't think it's a hollow beat at all. The
Mm.
drums are pretty
I
present.
think
It's
that
pretty.
riff. I think that riff and that boom bap, it gives me the RZA sound. That
Yeah.
Probably,
absolutely. Next track, Cream, Chronos Rule Everything Around Me.
And those two songs, I can't get into it. I can't get into it. I don't like that beat either. I don't like that beat either.
I don't understand how you don't like that beat. I love that beat. It's actually one of my favorite beats on the album.
Yeah, I think it's slow and I don't know. It's easy it's like I forget the beat all the time. Every time it's like I forget the beat. Do you feel what I'm saying?
No.
It's like it's forgettable. I don't remember that beat. There's nothing that sticks with me. It's funny because on Paper Planes is the fucking riff that sticks the whole time. That for me is like it sticks out like a sore thumb. And then on the other one, I think there's nothing to hold on to. It's just
okay.
But that's me.
Again,
But I mean, but Vega killed it. Killed it. It's just the beats for me.
Angel that left heaven because he was self-sufficient.
That's such a hard line.
Beast.
That's such a hard line.
Okay, go explain.
That's such a hard line. Just the whole Lucifer reference and just listen. Some people react differently to certain things. Steven reacts to the wrestling bars. Some people react to the big boy talk, the street talk, like the drug talk, like 1,000 different ways to say cocaine. Like some people react to that. Whenever rappers reference, I don't want to say historical things, but I would say stuff that's rooted into like it's been written multiple times, especially something like in theology. So like religion, Lucifer, Michael, like those battles between good and evil. I love those nuances. I'm someone in life that's very black and white. I love the duality of things. And whenever rappers they get into these little schemes of the black and the whites, the good, the evil, the stuff like that, and how they compare themselves and they sort of like layer those pieces together. Man, I'm all over it. I was in the car when I heard that, when I caught that bar, and I went straight to Spotify. I rewinded the shit out of that track, and I'm like, play again. I gotta hear it again. And
I know how you feel.
It was just so good. That whole scheme that he got in at that point was just, yeah, it was on point. Listen, we're gonna keep saying this. We still have a lot of tracks to cover, but Vega ain't fucking playing. Like, you gotta have your head on a swivel. You gotta have your headphones in. You gotta be ready to put in the work. Listen, the last album. You gotta
really listen carefully because I don't want to say he raps fast. It's just that he gives you a lot of words so much that you will miss a lot of bars, and it's
absolutely.
like, oh shit!
But that's the thing with Vega. Yeah, that's the thing.
What I like though.
He
makes you think, and then you be like, oh shit! What did he just say?
They should have like for rappers. They should have like words per minute stats. It should really be a thing. Like, he doesn't stretch. He doesn't stretch words. He doesn't play with intonations. He don't try to, like, he's just bars. It's just give you bars, and you're reacting to one, and he hits you with another. I haven't wrote any of the lines up, but the line on Cream when he says something about like his blood being like the rocket fuel and his saliva is like the the expensive liquor or something like that, I went like, oh, that's fucking hard bars, man. He just doesn't fuck around. He just doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
It's like he leaves no space on the track. It's like once the beat start, he's not letting the
There's
best way that
no
I can say it. He's
Yeah.
not letting the beat breathe. He's
No
on
dead
top
space.
of that track. Yeah,
there's no dead space. There's no
No
garbage
dead
bars.
space.
There's no filler.
Nothing.
It's no filler. It's
He's
just
going for it.
it's not, this is not Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like this is not the filler episode. It's
No.
just battle, 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 battle.
That-
Non-fucking
again,
stop.
That's who that reminds me of. Who does that? Roam Streets.
Yep.
That's who he reminds me of. When the beat comes on, he's not leaving no wasted space on the beat. He's going to give you bar after bar after bar after bar, and then it's like, all right,
Yep.
I fuck
Yeah.
with it.
You
Yeah,
got to take
I
a
like
break.
that.
Like I had to take a
Mhm.
break listening to this
Yeah,
album
to
because
catch
I'm
it,
like,
yeah.
I not even to catch it, just to like my brain, just okay. Let me just take a breath. Let me go grab a glass of water here. Let me just clear my head a little bit for all this content that just inundated my ears. And then let's kick off the second half of the album. Because listen, if you're just listening to listen and you catch him sporadically every once in a while, okay, you'll breeze through the album, not an issue. You'll just keep revisiting and revisiting. Whenever you're us and you're reviewing these albums and you're going to talk about it on a podcast, I try to catch and listen everything. And with Vega, especially coming off the Josiah album, it's a workout. It's a workout. Trying to catch everything. You're catching one, and like Trap said, you're catching one, and then you're as you're processing the bar that he just said, he hits you with the other one, and then you're stop processing that first one to start processing the second one. Then the third one starts coming in. You just rewind tracks.
You know how many times I had to rewind the track? Like, oh shit, wait, hold on.
But it
What
makes
he said?
it makes it interesting though. You
No, it
wanna
does.
you're
do
invested
that.
in an artist that way because you're invested in what he's able to bring to the table and what he's talking about. There's people that a lot of people can't do that, unless they're going into storytelling, unless they're becoming vulnerable. They're doing a lot more with the track. Like another artist that's very interesting is Mickey Diamond, because just the projects and the way he puts the projects out and his subject matters. Vega does that with everything, with every line, with every bar, with everything he's giving us. That's what it is. And we like to sit down and be able to talk about it because it's interesting. It's interesting music. He's an interesting artist, like the Ghost Orchid. You know what I mean? Like it's done on purpose to us so we could have these conversations. And Cream also, if I'm not mistaken, the K is Chronos, which is the Greek god of time. And timing is everything. And like we've been talking about him, this album actually, he went to Denmark to meet with Machacha and record this album in Denmark. I think the first artist on this song, it's either the first or the third, is Machacha. Machacha also raps in Danish. He was on the Iceman album with Sean Lynx and a couple of other records also. But there's a lot more to this album. Vega actually went to Denmark and be with Machacha and be able to create and curate and put together a record like this. And you could tell with the way it's put together that they, like, to me, I could see like there's so much of like a match in Made in Heaven, or like a tag team, or like, being together where they were all on the same page. And that's what it came out in the music. And like I mentioned, Chronos, the Greek god of time, and there's timing for everything. And this album happened with the time that Vega had to be able to go to create this record in Denmark. It's all based on timing. Everything is timing, and how timing makes everything perfect. More damage than Austin with a cement mixer. Nobody knows what that is.
Funny.
Yes.
That was funny. Yes, I know what that is. That's funny.
I just wanted to quickly correct you, Stephen. Kronos is not the Greek god. He's a Titan, the father of the Titans.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Derek. That's why we have you on this episode, to correct me.
The fact checker, aka the fact checker.
One of
Sure.
the best lines is on this song. Also, became a prodigy with sickle cell resistance. Rest
Mhm.
in peace, prodigy. That another line that was
Yeah, that was
incredible.
ill. Rest in peace, Prodigy. Another one of my favorite MCs who I feel like once the beat started, he's just gonna go. I'm not letting
Hmm.
the track breathe.
That's why he's
Rest in
mentioning
peace,
it.
Prodigy.
That's why he's
Yeah.
mentioning
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, and prodigy who dealt with his whole life with sickle cell
Sickle cell. Yeah.
and passed away because of sickle cell. So the way just the bars play out and was incredible. Ritual. I think this is one of a very important song on the record, one of his most vulnerable records of all his projects. Painful tribute to his brothers, the bonds he's had with his brothers growing up, and the people close to him, and how he lost people and how it affected him in his life. And also, once again, paying homage to Dipset, paying homage to another art to other artists on his song, uh, Diplomats with the song "Real" that is used on the Diplomatic Community record. You could
Mhm.
see the references, you could see the influence that he's had, and again, I'll mention very vulnerable song, a very passionate song, something that we don't necessarily always hear from him, but it's a great unmasking of who Vega is and what he's gone through in his life.
No, that's good. I like when artists spread it out and give you different records and different perspective on the album. It's not all the same thing. So it's good to hear that side from him too.
Yeah.
That's one of
And it
my
lets you know,
favorite
yeah.
beats in this album.
Yeah,
Like
it's
after
great.
those, that beat is crazy. It makes me think of "Losing Weight" by Prodigy and Cameron. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the same drums. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But I it makes me think of "Losing Weight." I have no idea why, but great. I think it's my favorite song of the album.
Yeah. It's a really, really great song. It's the most important song on here. For sure, 100%. Next track, Barefoot Contessa with scratches from DJ Grasshopper. Cuts from different Queens MCs on here. You got Nas, you got Noriega, and then you have a cut from MOP. Again, more influence in
Brooklyn.
here. Yeah, MOP from
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Brownsville.
But Noriega and Nas, who are from Queens, Vega being from Queens. So that's amazing having that there. Again, heavily influenced. Banned from submission moves in the ring for my last deathlock. I'm Steve Austin back when he wrestled with the brace. I'm DiBiase stuffing $1 in your dead mouth. Now he got expensive taste. What a fucking beat.
Great beat.
And he sounds like he's coming through the smoke. He sounds like he's in the gorilla position. You know the way Cody Rhodes has all the smoke and then it does the explosion and he comes out? That's basically what the song is.
Yeah, that reminds me of Elevators from Outkast.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a cowbell. I don't know. I think it's a cowbell they use on that. I don't know. I'm not good enough for that. It's either a cowbell or just the snap is like Elevators from Outkast.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. Again, fucking crazy beat. Like the beat is so slow, and that's a hollow beat. Now that's a hollow beat.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
Jesus Christ, he killed that shit, bro. Oh my god.
Very hazy, smoky style beat, right? There's smoke in the air. That's what's great about being together. I can tell you now is it's not like Machacha said, here's a bunch of beats, pick your beats. It was probably crafted with Vega together. And that sounds amazing. Oh, maybe add this, or hey, how do you think you would sound on this? Like it was really crafted together. You could tell they have that with the beats. They have it together.
I'd be curious to see because Machacha also produced the recent Josiah.
Yeah.
And in the Josiah interview, he said that he had recorded that intro with Vega like months and months ago.
Months ago.
I'd be curious to see if like if it was working with Josiah. That like Machacha is like he listened to Vega and he's like, hey, you know what? Like I think I might have a few ideas to throw your way. I wonder which one came first in terms of like the actual production of it, like who put who on who, if that makes sense.
Okay. I know what you mean, yeah.
I'd be curious
At the same time,
that's two solid albums back
at
to
the
back
s-
from Machacha. So
but at the same, Machacha produced so much
yeah.
that I don't think he has time to. I think he just throws it out there. I mean, I don't know. That's my. I think it was all and like all made. He made so much that
In the same
so
time?
much work. Yeah, that he doesn't have time to really. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Well,
But
fuck.
I love that beat. Fuck, I love that beat. I love that beat.
It's a good beat.
That Chris Brown line, it's fucking funny.
Stained Glass Ghost is the next song.
Oh.
And I'm gonna say this now, and Derek, I see it. This is the best Vega7 song of everything he's put out.
What a fucking song. What a song, what a beat, everything. There's nothing wrong with this song in any way, shape, or form. Even if I'm trying to be critical, there's nothing wrong. This song is flawless, top to fucking bottom.
From everything, from
it's
rapping to beat, everything.
Yeah. There's it's standout track on the album. Not by far, but like comfortable.
This is number one, yeah.
This is number one. And don't get me wrong, everything else is 2 and like 2A, 2B, but this is one.
Yeah, and the great thing about this song is that if you really want to know who Vega is, he explains you everything on this song. And it's a short song. I think the song is
2 minutes 50, but there's a big outro to it.
Right? So
yeah, there's a like 45-second outro, maybe close to a minute.
Fuck competition. I'm an innovator. I'm not one of these artists. I'm a different painter, illustrator. If everybody wants to understand what Vega does and how he does it, he tells it to you on this song. His adaptability, like the Ghost Orchid. It's all on here and it's front and center. And it's everything you want in an artist, and how he gives it to you is on this song.
Yeah.
And if you look at the references, there's not that many references. He's referencing himself in this song. And again, it's super interesting. And it is, and the beat. You can't go wrong with this beat.
No.
Absolutely not. And again, to my point, and I keep saying it, they were together. They crafted this together. It makes sense the way you hear it, the way it's put together, the way we hear it. It's all there, front and center. And we could say so much more about this track. It's like, you want to give somebody a Vega song, give him this song first.
Give him that one, right?
100%. 100%. And I actually said that about a song on the album that he did with Ayo Shamir, Griots of the Third Rail. I scrapped that idea. Give him this. Give him this. Listen to that record before you listen to Ghost Orchid, but give him this song. Next track, Hokage Mountain. Malenko, I'm giving you the floor for this because I know how much you love this song.
That's been a long time since I've seen I heard like a nice posse cut like that. I love that shit. I love that beat as well. Great beat. But we talked about Vega for the whole time, but then Andre the Saint, same level, and then Shadi, same level, then Jamel Honesty. They didn't let Vega run the show, and I love that. That stuff. I don't know how they do it, but they knew. I think they knew. They knew it's like a Machacha beat, and you're going on the Vega7 run, and you can be giving you like small rhymes over here. They all went bar for bar, and it's been a long time since I heard like a nice posse cut from New York, like from the same region artists. Like it's been a long time since like a Griselda maybe.
Well, two of them
album that
Well, Andre the Saint is from Florida.
Oh shit.
Shadi is from
It's same, yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
Jamil is from Baltimore,
Okay,
and
so scrap what I said.
and
It's done.
Vega. But you kind of get that. But to your point, Malenko, posse cuts from New York, posse cuts from the same area. These guys are from all different areas. They've all worked with Machacha, okay, and they gave you some of their like best bars. Like Andre
Mhm.
the Saint, the opener of this song was put perfectly in the perfect place and gave him the perfect execution to start off this record.
I like the different the riff, how it goes, the different use of the guitar here, the
Oh fuck,
segments.
the guitar on this
Mhm.
Yeah,
incredible.
the way
It's incredible.
it goes is segments between verses and stuff. Is great song.
Um, it ain't hard to gauge with that shoddy squeeze to kill. It's that ghost to become a saint with that honesty from Jamil.
Mhm.
And they all came prepared, but Vega ended it off like a fucking like he was
Yeah.
fucking Kurt Angle, and he gave you just fucking about 20 German suplexes and then put you in the ankle lock.
He was TNA Kurt Angle on there.
Right?
Yeah.
With the picture with Kurt Angle with all the belts, that's basically Vega at the end
Yeah.
of the song.
Yeah.
Derek, what do you think about the posse cut?
This is like new stuff for me. For me, I just saw this as like a stacked track full of killers. Listen, I've listened to Andre the Same before. Shadi, I'm not too familiar with. Jamil, honestly, we've listened to a few of his things. Um, I this was like a sort of like a first for me. I didn't like it. I didn't dislike it. It was a good track. Nothing to say other than they went bar for bar. But like, what else am I expecting from this? Sometimes whenever I see like a track like this with a whole bunch of features, I'm like, who's going to be different? Who's
Mhm.
going to bring something different? Who's going to be the one that like maybe brings a different flow or brings maybe a little bit more performance? And this was just like stacked with killers, like bar for bar killers. Um, Not to say that it was necessarily overwhelming, but it was for me kind of like the intro to the Josiah the Gift, which he did with Vega.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like
Okay.
it's just nonstop. I was expecting maybe just a little relief, and I got none of it whatsoever. So like by the end of that track, which was almost like 4 minutes long,
Yeah.
I was like I had to take a break. I was like, this is a lot. Before I get into the next one, I need a little break. My brain needs a little pause from this, let's just say. But yeah, it was good. Let's listen, it's solid. The whole album is solid. There's really nothing bad. So
Yeah.
Something I want to say before we get to the next song. I like this song a lot. The beat, everything. The first couple of times I heard it, I was like, I don't want this. I don't want all these featurings on a song with Vega. I want Vega to take up all the space possible on an album. If he has 0 featurings or he has like 2 scattered here and there, then that's fine. But I don't want everybody on a song with Vega. I want him to take it all. But listening to it, I understand why it's on the project, and I think it's very necessary to be on the project. It kind of layers it to the what's next. And the what's next is the flower for a farewell. Not a lot to say about this track. Trap, you mentioned before the space on a song, that he doesn't give any of it and he takes up everything on a track. That's what he does with here. And his flow changes so much on here, where he's rapping super, 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 super fast and super on point and super on beat, that it's probably the most different style song on the album. Great track as well. Last song, well, before the outro, is The World's Borough with Patty Duke and Books. Queens. Take it away, Trap.
Borough. No, I'm just saying it's funny that it's called that because the New York sign, when you driving in the Queens, it says "Welcome to New York City." It says "Welcome to Queens, the world's borough," because that is that is one of the borough that has the most ethnic group of people there. It has anything you want there, any type of food, ethnicity, people. I mean, it's heavily Guyanese populated in certain areas. Then when you go to certain parts, there's a whole Asian community there. So it's spread out, but every ethnicity you could think of lives in Queens. So the Wilkesboro makes sense.
Yeah, great track. Great way to end it. The featurings on here, Patty Duke and Books being from Queens as well, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, or else they probably wouldn't have been on the song. But yeah, great way to end it. It's just in Vega's reality, as complex as he is, he's giving you a story of where he's from, and all the places he's gone, all the streets, and just it's the end of a book. Here, this is where I'm from. Now you know me. Discover who I am throughout my music. And then the floating secret again, the outro to the album that goes hand in hand with the intro to the album. Boys, final thoughts on the album, Trap?
A wonderful album. Again, I think it was key that you said he flew to Denmark to record the album, and I always say that you could tell when the producer and the rapper are locked in with each other as opposed to just emailing the beats, because sometimes you could tell the difference in the quality and the outcome. So you could tell with them in together, they locked in somewhere and they were able to craft and put together this wonderful project. So I thought that was key, and I think that really helped this album. But overall, another good, solid album. Again, like I said, Vega just never seems to amaze me with his rapping ability. His rapping ability is top notch. Again, the way he tackles the beat, like I said, he doesn't leave any space for the beat to breathe. If you're gonna listen to this, you really have to listen to it because you're not gonna catch everything. You're gonna catch yourself rewinding the track back almost on every song. But again, another solid project, and I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Derek?
Heavy, just heavy, heavy, just nonstop bars, nonstop content, just a whole bunch of analyzing and decoding and all that. Listen, it has its place. I'm a Vega fan. I think he probably has one of the best resumes, one of the best bodies of work of any rapper. Put him up there. I don't care who it is. Vega has never, in my opinion, has never missed. All his projects are solid. Every single one of them. There's no fluff. There's no nothing. I take his body of work against a lot of other bodies of work, and I'm like, make your point because I'll make my point on him. With that being said, I think maybe because I was coming off the Josiah album, maybe the Vega was just, they're not the same, but they're kind of in the same realm in terms of just bars and very talented lyricists, to a point where like,
and it's the same producer as well.
It is. So it's a lot of the same yet different. I just wish I maybe had I done a little bit more homework on my front and maybe layered the Josiah with something else before I got to the Vega, I would have maybe been able to enjoy it a little bit more, or maybe get a break from like all that lyricism. But listen, overall, it was good. Was it my favorite of the Vega projects? No. But it was still a solid project nonetheless. I'll give it a 7.5.
I totally agree with that. I think that's why I went and listen. I think that's why I've been listening to so much other genre of music right now. I think we've been listening to a lot of bars heavy albums. So me too. I think I need a break from that.
Yeah, I think same. Like you said,
the guy is a murderer. The list goes on, and every time he's gonna drop something, I'm gonna listen. He's a murderer. I can't wait to see what he does next. This 8.5 for me.
Nice.
Look, when Vega drops an album, I send it to every person I know. Every person
No,
that
you
listens
don't.
to every person that listens to
You
hip
didn't
hop,
send it to me.
yes, you
So
don't
stop
check your
lying.
messages.
You know
You
you
have a
lying. Stop lying.
you know what's the funny thing is, Malenko, I'm gonna send you the messages so you could post the pictures so the people could see. But when Vega comes out with a project, I send it to a bunch of people. People need to
Fact.
listen to this artist. People need to get into Vega. If you don't know who Vega is, we have a show. It's called Steven from the All Time Podcast, and you should listen to us because we want you to discover the greatness of an artist like Vega. It's necessary for you to
It's
listen.
necessary for the ecosystem of hip hop.
Okay, exactly. Stop being comfortable, get outside of your box, and discover Vega.
And you'll have a project, regardless of your taste, regardless of the type of beat that you like, regardless of the type of flow that you like. All of his albums are unique. They don't sound the same. He's crafty in the way he puts his projects together. Both Hands Wash the Face is completely different from Shadowrunner, and Shadowrunner is completely different from this. And listen, you just need to listen to literally the intro and the first song afterwards, and you'll know exactly if this album you're in the mood for that album. There's no time that's there's never not a good time to put a Vega album. It's just which one do you put depending on your mood. That's when it changes, and that's a sign of a good artist that puts out solid projects and a good body of work. Is that you're able to just take that artist depending on your mood and just put whatever album he's got, and that's a sign of a fantastic artist. And Vega is one of those guys.
Absolutely. And look, you guys said it all. Like, there's nothing else for me to say. It's an incredible body of work. Okay. It's an incredible discovery. Okay. And I'm just happy that he was able to go to Denmark and be able to craft an album like this and be present, because I think music is missing a lot of that, where it's just here's the beat, rap on it, here's the album. I think there's a lot more that comes into making a record when you're together and present, and it could show in the body of work that they gave us. And you know what? I agree with all of you. Move away from this album, go listen to something else, and then go back to it. You're going to discover more stuff. And that's the interesting thing about the artist that he is. And Machacha layered him extremely amazing production. And I'm happy. And this project to me is a solid 9. Okay. When I listen to it, it feels like I'm watching an RVD versus Jeff Hardy match, or I'm watching a Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle match. It's nonstop. There's no room. There is absolutely no room to take a pause and do something else. It's non-stop action. All right. Let's get into the second review of the evening. Derek, I know you're excited. Malenko, you're excited. Trap, you're excited. I am excited. We had the pleasure of having Superior on the podcast, and he was able to tell us, and he was able to talk about the soundscapes, and he was able to just, give, like, put that floor and build everything for us to be excited for this project. And I swear to you, I never heard it till it came out on the Friday. We are talking about the Noir and Superior album, Seeds in Babylon. And I'm telling you,
clap it up for Noir for a wonderful album.
God damn it.
Look, I'm gonna ask a question. Malenko,
Short album too,
dude.
Short album, but it was effective.
Oh, that intro is fucking. That intro gave me chills, and then Revelation. Come on, dog.
Yo, you know when The Rock come out and do this?
Yeah. Oh,
that's what the intro did to me.
Yeah. The same. That's exactly like I was like in. Oh my god, I'm like Superior. You did this. Holy shit! Where are we going with this? And then Revelation, man. Come on, dog. Revelation, dog. Man.
But Malenko, let me ask you that question I wanted to ask you. Do you think?
Can I say something before you
go?
What's
Absolutely.
up with producers making these dope ass beats for the intro, and then nothing happens? It's like, yo, where's the person gonna rap on that? You think it's gonna rap on that? And it's like, I noticed that Superior did that, Machacha did that. It's like, yo, why y'all be teasing us, yo? So I just think that's dope, though.
Yeah.
For the intro, just give you some hard shit, and then it just go to the next track. I'm like, come on, man. I know you ain't just leave that beat for there like that.
Malenko, is Noir one of the best female MCs?
I don't think so.
No, huh? Why?
No, because one of the best MCs. Point blank. There's no female there. It's just lyrics. She's top lyrics, bro. Top lyrics. Top lyrics. She's top. I mean, she raps way better than a lot of mainstream dude that thinks they rap good.
Or any dudes that think they rap good.
Lot, dude. A lot of mainstream guys that think they're rappers and stuff. It's like, if you give me Noir and Joey Badass, who raps better?
Noir.
Noir. I don't care about Joey Badass. I really don't. I never did. I think he came. Oh, whatever. Let's not.
You're going into.
But Noir, man, on this, she proves it, bro. It's powerful. It's just powerful.
Her presence on this project, man. First and foremost, I am super happy and was super excited that she was able to link up with Superior, because Superior is the hands of God when it comes to production. I said this many times before. He is the hands of gods, and the way that he crafted and gave the soundscapes to this project, to fucking Noir, she was able to again give us her all. Superior didn't give her a bunch of beats where she was like, okay, I'm gonna rap this on it. She was able to spill her heart and soul on it.
One of her most vulnerable albums yet.
Yes, because of the style of production. Like, this is like a movie. Like, literally the intro is you opening up the curtains at the movie theater and then getting into Revelation.
Talking about this album, just talking about it gives me shivers.
Yeah.
It gives me goosebumps. Listen, I'm not going to eternalize myself here. This has got to be. Listen, I haven't been listening to hip hop for a long time. I haven't been on this podcast for long. This has to be one of the best projects I've ever heard or ever reviewed for this podcast. This project was top to bottom flawless. I had everything that I like. I had bars. I had slick talk. I had vulnerability. There's a track on here that's extremely vulnerable that men just can't understand, and she makes it accessible for us to understand what she went through and what she's going through. Then she's got Revelations, Sovereignty, just badass talk. And I absolutely love when an MC throws on a show, throws on like a little swag, and you could tell by the voice inflection, she's playing the game, she's feeling the rapping, she goes up, she goes down, she uses different tones, and she gets in and out of cadences. She plays the crowd on the album. She's very dynamic in her flow and in the way that she raps and in her delivery. Man, this fucking album was spectacular. It was spectacular. I'll let you guys get on with it, but god damn, and then Superior, the intro, the interlude, the outro, just everything, the way the landscape that he painted for her and let her do her work. Man, this is a combination to behold, boys. I was not expecting that. That intro came on and I was like, oh shit, is this what I'm getting? Then a little bit like Trap, I'm like, is the intro really going to steal the show? And then the rest is going to be like, no.
Oh, Revelation is one of my
Revelation
is one of my top songs this year.
Of the year, 100%.
Sovereignty was so good too, and
Bow and Arrow, like being a strong woman,
Midnight,
married to the game and divorced it. Like, just what she's able to tell us. Like, she's really talking to us. Like, guys,
she's able to capture a picture,
right?
And you could tell she's being vulnerable, but that vulnerability and the way she delivers that vulnerability, she doesn't appear weak through any of it, she appears so strong and so
It's tough.
steadfast.
Yeah,
and it's tough to do that when, especially when you're talking about the subject matter that she spoke about, to speak about that vulnerability, but yet still be strong. And that made me stronger. And there's a I don't want to massacre the bar. I really don't. And I'm sorry if I do, but there's a bar which says, there's a like a good thing, a good side and a downside to learning from my mistakes. The good is that you won't have to live through what I've gone through, but the bad is that you won't learn from the pain that brings.
Yeah. Oh, come on, dog. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Listen, this album, whether you're a fan of hip hop, not a fan of hip hop, whether you're a man, a woman, I don't care. Put this album on and just give it a listen. There's something for everyone on this. It is, it's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah. Is it your first time you listen to Chez Noir? There,
I think I've heard some little bits and pieces here and there, but it's the first time I listened to a project from her top to bottom.
Okay.
Let's get into the production before we get into more songs. The singing on the intro, and then the violin and Revelation. Fuck, the violin, you feel so alive on there, and it gives you that gospel. It gives you that movie thematic, like the picture that she is trying to paint goes hand in hand with the production.
Yeah,
right.
It's just perfect. Like Superior sent me a pack and gave me a sound. It's basically that. She was able to spill her heart and everything on. It was amazing. The interlude.
Whoa.
Yes, go.
Bow and arrow, dude. Whoa.
I said bow and arrow.
But whoa. You haven't. There's something you haven't said though.
Okay, go. I'll leave it to you.
Dude, Superior, dude, with that funk guitar.
Yes.
Okay, with those drums, and he added flute to that. How can you make that happen? How can you make that work?
He's a wizard,
dude. I'm sorry, dude. That I was I was like, how that bass is funky. He has those little hollow voices in the back, and he added the flute on top of that. Come on, dog. I mean,
and Superior using drums. We don't get a lot of drums from Superior. And when he uses it in their front and center, but it doesn't overpower the production.
Yeah. No, not at all.
It's great. It's great. And I'm mad at him for two reasons on this album. Is because two of his best beats, one of them is the interlude with Ka, the man Ka, talking about the importance of hip hop and the art form, and don't rush art. It takes time. Don't give out your music just to give out your music. Don't give people features. Take your time with your music, the importance of it. And that's what really
Sistine Chapel wasn't built in it. Like, listen, he cooked on that. He's like, when I write with a lifetime of experience. So like it, man, what a poet. What a
God, bro, what a sick guy that is, bro. Jesus Christ. I still listen to the Teach to Jesus all the time. That was one of my favorite albums last year.
And the MC that Chen Noir is, and the MC that Ka was,
I would have loved.
Man, those two together, you could see the similarities on how they attack their music, and it was perfectly placed on this album. That interlude, it made so much sense with the theme of the album and what Chen Noir was talking to us about. Man, and that instrumental was like, it was picture you being in a church, Ka is talking to you, and the music in the background with angels. That's basically what the beat is. It's fucked up, but that's basically the beat that interlude is. And angels just singing in back of him. Fuck, that's what it is, man. That's the vision I get every time. I sometimes literally listen to that song and it's a song. I'm not somebody that likes to have like playlists and shit like that, or just go, oh, I'm gonna listen to this song today. But that song, that interlude, I'll press play and be like, fuck, like I need to listen to this. I need to fucking grasp everything that he's trying to tell me, right? Yeah, and he's talking game. Jinx Dream, great track also. I'm happy that that's on the album. As much as Chen Noir is not part of that song, it's a great piece because Jinx is somebody that's worked with Chen Noir over the last couple of years and has been part of our music.
Project.
Yeah, and he drops he drops wisdom on there too. So
and that sample is the same that Schoolboy Q used on "I'm Good" on Setback. That's just me and my crazy mind. I'm pretty sure it's the same sample, but yeah, it's crazy. I love that. Yeah, that Jinx Dreams is really good.
Yeah, Ivory. Oh, Superior. What are those fucking tambourines that you use on there?
Yeah.
If they're tambourines, fucking sounds perfect. And Ivory is another standout track. One of my favorites again. Just being vulnerable with anxiety, alcoholism. Somebody that, I've dealt with people that have been addicts. I've dealt with people that have been, alcoholics, and it just really spoke to me, that song, and it literally touched my soul on knowing about her and what she's dealt with and how she's dealt with it. And it's a fucking great track, man. Great track. And I love that she was able to talk to us about this. It's real life stuff, real life issues. Midnight with Ice Cold Bishop.
Oh, fuck! I love Ice Cold Bishop, dog. Oh shit!
That was good.
Okay,
that's my shit. His last album, Generational Curse, is one of my favorites, man. That came out in 2023.
Yeah. So we know. So Malenko,
you
know who Ice Cold Bishop is. Derek and Trap. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but you hear his voice, you hear his high pitch, you hear how he's present on the track. Malenko, imagine him and Superior. Would be fucking
that would
incredible.
be that would, because Ice Cold he's ready to go everywhere. Generational Curse, I think, to me was I think it's his debut album.
Yeah, it's his only record, I think.
To me it was mind-blowing the way he went all directions. I still got a lot of songs from that album, Focus being one of them. I really enjoy that album. That's creative. That's a really creative artist. And of course, he's fun. He's fun to listen. I mean, listen to his bars, listen to the intonation, the way he puts all his cadences together. I mean, it was a great idea to have him on this album. I think he breaks up a bit of the heaviness.
Yeah.
He brings like a funness, a lightness to the album and to the track that's really interesting. So,
and it's still heavy what he's saying.
Yeah, of course.
It's still dark. It's still dark as fuck. But
it's like hell froze over. Him and Superior together would be like if hell froze over.
Mm-hmm.
Next song, Destiny Rose.
I love that.
Yeah.
One of the most.
Superior. Yes.
There, man.
Superior warned us. I mean, if you don't react to this, you have no soul, bro.
No emotions.
No emotion. That's pure poetry. That's poetry. That's an example of why rap is poetry. You have it right there.
Talking to her unborn daughter, being pregnant, what she's gone through before being pregnant and being pregnant. It's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful song, man.
Drumless beat is still such a condensed and filled orchestra that they have in the back of that, like those trumpets and all that. Man, it's drumless, but it still feels really heavy, and you don't have no hollowness in it. That's the word of the podcast, hollow. But I love that. I mean, Destiny Rose for an outro. Come on, dog.
No, it's great. And just, like I've been like what women who are pregnant go through is very tough, that us men have absolutely no idea about. But seeing it with my own two eyes and then hearing it and understanding it, man, it's a whole different mindset. And it's super impressive for her to be able to spill this to us. Again, vulnerable, but like, just like, when you want to be proud of somebody to be able to say things. I don't know who she is. I've never met her. I listen to her music, but being proud of somebody and to be able to go through this and tell us about it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It was throughout this whole record is goosebumps, and such a well put together project.
Yeah,
Well put together
that
project.
outro is crazy as well. I don't know how Superior does it. I
Me
really
neither.
don't.
Absolutely
he
no
layers-
I
idea.
need that physical copy. I need that
'Cause
physical copy of that
he
album.
Vinyl. You
layers,
could get the vinyl, Derek.
On
I'll send you the
Copenhagen
vinyl.
Crates?
No, it's not on Copenhagen Crates. I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool.
I'll send it to you.
It's and that cover is crazy as well. So that crazy sick. But yeah, I don't know how Superior does. How many samples does he lay? Is like mind blowing to me. I don't, because it's for sure not using just. I don't know, man. At least he has an orchestra at his home that
way-
perfectly always directs. It always match up with the vocals that he chops up. I don't know how he does that.
It's the way that we review the Vega albums in terms of like he's bars after bars after bars is the way Superior's production is. Everything is masterfully curated and created specifically for the tone of that track and the tone of that album.
Conducted.
And that specific. Listen, I'll say this right now. I don't know if that's something that he's ever interested in doing, but we've seen artists do it. We've seen guys like Trent Reznor do it.
Oh,
in terms of him transitioning from a very much a music production in terms of like movie soundtracks and movie scores. Listen, you put a guy like Superior on a movie like, let's say, a Denis Villeneuve movie that's super atmospheric, and I think he would absolutely kill it. He would compose the music for that movie, I think, as good as anyone can ever do it.
I see what you're saying. His beats has a theatrical sound to them.
To all of them, yeah.
And like his beats are crafted that like the beat, whatever beat he puts on a track, gets you feeling ready for whatever the subject matter of the artist he's creating that beat for. And that goes a long way. I'm not saying that not all producers are that way. Some beats for me are just beats. They're really good beats. They're hard beats. But this whole album, Superior, has showcased that like he can layer the perfect beat. And as soon as Noir starts working, I'm already in the mood for whatever she's about to say. And it's exactly what she says lines up perfectly with that specific beat. It's flawless. The execution on there. Steven spoke about how Vega went to Denmark to work with Machacha. Listen, Superior and Noir, they were tight on this album. There's no way you could make an album like this without being in tune every step of the way in that creative process. And just listen to the album that we got. I could listen to this album every day for the next year, and I'd be super stoked about it. So
yeah. And then there's the outro, and something I'm mad at Superior about. There's no vocals on here. It's just a fucking incredible beat that I just wish and dream.
But there is vocals,
meaning somebody rapping on it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yes, there's vocals on it, but this fucking beat is impeccable. Impeccable.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how the gospel vocals are they coming with this the beat as well? Is that two separate things that he put together?
It's look, listen, okay.
How?
I've
And
said
he
this
has
many-
the fucking piano going crazy throughout.
The skies move, the gods come through Earth. Fucking Moses split the Red Sea, and Superior makes fucking beats.
Yep.
He crafts and curates beats. It's end of story. I've told you, it's the hands of God.
End of story.
This could be the only project Superior takes out this year, and at the end of the year, I'll have him in my top 5.
Oh fuck!
But it's not his only because he
It's
said
not.
he's releasing more.
It's not, but it could be his only,
Yeah.
and he would still
Right.
just because of what he's created. It stands above a lot of other stuff.
All right. Yeah.
Derek, score.
For me, this is a flawless album. It's a 10.
10.
Mm.
I'm not joking.
Love it.
There's certain
Nice.
albums like that across all musical genres.
That's our first 10.
This
Mhm.
album hit me in a way that I wasn't expecting. There's
Nice.
a flawless album.
Flawless.
That's the first 10 on here. Yeah.
Trap.
I might. Is it the first? Or you probably
I don't know, it
Steven
might be
gave. I
the
think Steven gave 10 to Mickey Diamond back then.
No,
I don't
9.5.
Yeah, he always like, oh, I don't want to give it 10 because nothing. He has to take a reason. But for me, this album was a 9. Again, another solid, flawless album. Again, my issues be with these albums though. It's 26 minutes. So it's like
22.
I'm listening to it. Exactly. So I'm listening to it. And then when the outro went off and then it plays something else, I'm like, wait, that was it? I'm like, oh shit. I wanted more. But it's not really a complaint, but I get the times. But what she was able to capture in that 22 minutes though was flawless.
Mhm.
And she showcased why she's one of not the best. I don't like to say female. So like Dean Malenko said, she is one of the best rappers there are out there.
Yep.
And with the sound of Superior, oh man, I never knew this was a combination that I needed and that I wanted. And shout out to both of them for making an amazing body of work. And I really want people to listen to this. Like, if you're a fan of hip hop, this is hip hop, folks. So yeah, check this out definitely.
Yeah. I for me it's same score as last album. It's a 8.5 for me. 8.5. It's just the wrong time for me, pretty much the run time, and I would like to have a bit more verses. Other than that,
Right.
you need to think that to add on Chez Noir. Okay, so for people that don't know, she has been on songs with all the top dudes.
38 Special,
Ransom,
Benny the Butcher.
Ransom.
All the Black
That's what I'm
Dog,
saying. Black
Planet
Dog,
Asia,
Ransom, yeah,
Ransom,
and
38
hold her
Special.
own. Yeah, and she held her
Every dude, every killer. She been with all them killers, bro. There's not
Iron
much,
sharpens iron.
dude. There's not much guys that will put those guys on the album because they're gonna get she has a song
Right.
with Ty Farris.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's-
come on,
The Apollo
Derek,
Brown record.
Go
No.
listen to As God Intended. Go listen to that because that was the one that really, for me,
that was
lit
the one
up
for
Chez Noir
you?
for me. Oh yeah, that was the one for me that really lit up Chez Noir. As God Intended is a crazy good album, but I mean, she's still doing it, man. She's still doing it, and all respect, man. Seas in Babylon, crazy good album.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give this project a 9 on 10. Same thing as the previous. I agree with all your points. Less is more though, and because of the intensity of the
say.
subject matter on the album,
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with what I received.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe I would have wanted another song. Maybe I would have wanted another 2 song. Maybe I would have wanted a 30-minute record or a 25-minute record instead of 22. But there's so much
And you gotta remember, it was 2 songs. That was outro, intro. So you ain't really get 22 minutes. We got like
and
10 minutes.
interlude. And interlude.
Yeah,
but
interlude,
the
right.
intensity of the record,
Right.
and to me, it's like, you know what? I'm happy with this project. I'm happy with this project. And I always want more in my music, unless you're giving me a fucking Redman 69 song album. Like, I'm always wanting more because I love what is being presented to me. And this is a fucking great presentation. This is a movie. This is thematic. This is fucking just, man, it's like opening up a gift on fucking Christmas morning. This is what this record is. It's just amazing and crafted just so fucking perfectly. And you know what? This is probably, to me, of all her projects, I would say it's her best project. This, Now or Never with Big Ghost, and the As God Intended with Apollo Brown. The very different production on all three of them.
Even the producer she gets with, I mean, come on. And people still talk to me about J. Cole. Get the fuck out, dog. Get the fuck out. And people talk about J. Cole. Nobody's doing it like J. Cole. Get the fuck out, bro. Go fold clothes. Go fold clothes, bro. Come on.
You reached that point of the podcast where Dean Malenko goes on this rant about J. Cole.
It's just I hate when people put those mainstream guys on top of these, bro. Like, come on. Top lyricists, top lyricists. These guys putting out lists. Oh, top lyricist, J. Cole, number 2. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Come on, dog. Let's go.
Or I only like
on the wrestling podcast, Steven hates Sami Zayn, and on the music podcast, Dean Malenko hates J. Cole. So there you have it, folks.
Malenko, you probably have a lot of work to do with this episode, so we'll let everybody go. We appreciate you joining. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate the investment from everybody. Hopefully you've made it this far. Trap, if they haven't,
please always remember to like and subscribe. Please remember to like and subscribe.
Trapzilla, the man of 1,000 edits, and the ghost of Derek. We'll see each other soon.
Peace out.
Peace.